Hello everyone. Welcome to the webinar on Digitize Your Business with the Power Platform. My name is Amrita Sharma and I'm host for the day. Allow me to guide you a bit about the tool to ensure that you have an interactive experience during the webinar.
Source they are offering to cut their.
Through the discussion, you can post your questions in the live Q&A panel and it will be taken up by our experts during the Q&A pit stop. Before we begin, today we will be covering on how you can use the right set of tools and solutions to modernize your business processes and how you can leverage the Power Platform to automate your business processes to create better customer experiences. So I'm going to quickly show the agenda for today that we will be covering. Now let me introduce to our speaker for the session today. He is Mr. Imran Bis Islauddin, who is the Partner Technology Specialist from Microsoft. We also have with us Mr. S.S. Wang, Director Business Development from Ascentia Point, who will kick off the session for today. Over to you, S.S. Wang.
Good morning. Thank you, Amrita, for connecting me. Welcome, everyone. First thing, let me just to share with you. Right. Okay. Morning. Thank you for taking the time off this morning to participate in this webinar. Basically, here my name is Wong. In short, call me SS. Actually, I represent Ascentia Point, which is basically a Microsoft partner that basically focus on cloud services. So if you look at the presentation here, is that you all as a customer or a customer here is that we provide actually the different type of services which you can see from like a pervasive collaboration, which is very much emphasized on Microsoft Teams. We are also into ERP, Microsoft Dynamics into ERP, CRM solution, right? And of course, with the surround add-on technology, which look at document management workflow, RPA and RFID, which this morning we will share you a bit about digitizing it using Microsoft Power Platform. Then the rest we have also basically into Office 365 doing back office automation, right? Basically increase and managing productivity from Office 365 solution. Today, actually they call it Microsoft 365 for the new name. And of course, we are into BI, business analytics, right? We do Power BI, and basically here is that we collect data. Uses various methods. IoT is one of the methods where data are collected through different sources. And basically, we present those data in form of dashboards where you'll find meaningful interpretation of those data. Besides that, we also offer business consulting if you are into different, I would like to improve in your business processes or things that you like to explore. How can you maximize productivity with either Microsoft tools and technology, or things that you like us to basically to how does example like how would your competitor do it, in similar setup and all things, that where the trend and where the objective the goal is. Lastly, here is that mobility is that we do build apps in around mobile, right? For basically here today, people want to move around, more flexible, to be agile enough to carry devices, to able to interact with their backend ERP system or CRM systems. On this system, they're actually part and parcel of your entire organization. So that is basically in the area of mobility. So as a company, if we look at on the extreme right-hand side, we are basically focused on very much into cloud type of technology. Anything we do is basically cloud type of platform. So that is where our background of expertise is, right? And we also into what you got like business application, ERP, CRM. That's basically where our key domain is. That's where we come from, putting in the ERP system and CRM system. And of course, the very important here is that these are just not technology or tools, but also it's very important to understand the customer's need, right? What they actually want and what area want to improve. And then we basically see and how can all these tools that are available in the marketplace can put into action. Lately, here we are actually a regional company. We basically operate very much into the ASEAN footprint. So that's basically the various countries in Southeast Asia that come. In Singapore, Malaysia, Indonesia, these are actually our key focus market for now. And in total resources wise, we have resources in different skill set because based on different workloads. So in number wise, about 200 over and 200, closing to 200 resources that we have. So more or less, so we are not new in the industry. We have been in the industry for more than 2 decades or more. All right, and very much it's all around ERP and CRM engagement. That's where our background is what you call it, professionals of very much into business application. Because I mean people from accounting background, right, and people from business process background and analytics background. We have done various type of project for different workloads, right? Basically, from experiences that we have so far to date, we have basically involved in various project size, 500 of them, from small to decent average mid-sized type of projects. And on top, we also an HRDF approved training center, right? If you would like to participate in any of the engagement that's involved in training, especially has been have it approved by HRDF, you can actually make a claim against your HRDF contribution. So this basically give you in terms of summary is that who is Essential Point is and who are we and what we do. So that basically at least I can give you an idea. Okay. So that's basically introduction of the company, Essential Point. I will hand it back to the host and basically to present the next one. Thank you, Amrita.
Thank you, SS. Let's start off with our speaker, Imran, who will be talking on digitize your business on the Power Platform. As a partner technology strategist, Imran works with Microsoft partners to help clear technical problems and find the right solutions for their customers, besides helping them with proof of concept activities and demos. Imran, over to you. I request you to start off the session.
All right, thank you, Amrita. Let me just start sharing my screen. Give me a moment. Yes. Hi, everyone. So yes, as Amrita mentioned, I'm a partner technology strategist here at Microsoft. My name is Imran. And today we'll be going through a quick overview of Microsoft's Power Platform. So the current pandemic and environment we're in has resulted in new needs for all businesses and organizations. First, there is a need to address the immediate issues related to remote work, adapting to the change, and figuring out ways to stay productive. Then there is the need to come up with a plan to ensure business continuity and to stay resilient. In fact, many of our customers are now thinking about planning for the future and what's next, so that no matter what happens, there is already a plan in place to enable work to continue as per normal. Given the current uncertain macro environment, focusing on value, reducing costs, and adapting business models and product offerings is crucial to business success. With COVID-19, there are some challenges that business and IT face today, right? And I'm sure these are all very familiar to all of us. For example, remote working, employee self-isolation, office closures, or maybe limited agility, and even time and resource constraints, right? We're all very familiar with this. But not to worry, because we at Microsoft are here to help, right? Most organizations are thinking hard on how to adapt to rapidly changing conditions. And across many industries and geographies, we continue to see the cloud deliver tangible benefits to our customers. Microsoft Azure enables our customers to move faster, address their current challenges, continue to innovate, and pivot their IT operations to areas that matter the most, even as that may shift rapidly. Here we have some key issues that executives and managers are facing in their organizations. First, an app development backlog, where necessary apps are not being delivered on time. Second, the use of paper and extensive manual Excel sheet processes for critical business procedures that are in need of a more efficient solution. Then there is also the issue of missing software developer and technical skill shortages, with 67% of CIOs and tech leaders saying IT skill shortages are preventing them from keeping up with the pace of change. Right? I'm sure this actually resonates with some of you here today. Now we talk about the app gap challenge. Companies are moving to the cloud at a tremendous rate, and small businesses are taking part in this digital transformation. Many small businesses have traditionally relied on manual or outdated methods that can't keep up with quickly changing business needs or customer expectations of modern commerce. Over the next 5 years, more than 500 million digital apps and services will be developed and deployed. And demand for business applications is greater than ever, growing 5 times faster than IT departments can actually deliver. Right? It's no wonder then that more than 80% of organizations struggle to find technical talent. In fact, as you can see here on the chart on the right, it shows that it's predicted that in 2030, just less than 10 years from now, because software developer supply is falling behind demand, there will be a more than 1 million shortage in the number of developers needed. Right? So how do we scale traditional code-first development to meet this growing demand? That's where Microsoft comes in. And you might be thinking, but why Microsoft? Our CEO, Satya Nadella, once said, our industry does not respect tradition. It only respects innovation and trust. The Microsoft Cloud has the tools and solutions needed to help you do just that. Power Platform is one of the core pillars that Microsoft is investing in today, receiving major attention and investment throughout the organization and being at the center of all three Microsoft clouds, Microsoft 365, Azure, and Dynamics 365. With the Microsoft Power Platform, we enable businesses to innovate and create apps, chatbots, and dashboards for business insights. With Microsoft Azure, organizations can leverage a variety of cloud products and services that are built with trust, redundancy, high availability, and efficiency in mind. This focus on Power Platform is underpinned by capabilities throughout the Microsoft portfolio. Microsoft offers industry-leading security and reliability through a cloud network spanning more than 100 data centers and Microsoft's widespread global network edge. With these tools, Power Platform users have built-in access to global, hyperscale enterprise-grade infrastructure and a cloud delivery model that enables central governance and collaboration, while also enabling innovations at scale. It provides the most complete and integrated solutions and experiences powered by persistent AI-fueled insights. All this means that Microsoft offers a single enterprise-level customer support network that empowers businesses to optimize operations and enable cross-functional teams to collaborate around a shared goal that can enable them to achieve more and deliver unmatched and superior customer outcomes. It is often the case with traditional development tools that there are not enough resources and no apps for those situations. This has led to more than 1,000 transformation scenarios being identified but not worked on. As traditional code-first development will be unable to scale to support growing demand, many developers are looking for ways to blend code-first tools with low-code tools like Power Apps to accelerate their workflow and the delivery of business apps. Low-code platforms help pro developers move faster and without taking away the ability to use code when needed. Choosing a low-code platform that has been built from the ground up to work together with the pro developer platform that millions of developers use daily means you can build it together as opposed to stitching it together. All right, so now let's delve into what the Microsoft Power Platform is. Power Platform is a unified platform of low-code tools that spans Office 365, Azure, Dynamics 365, and standalone applications, which are Power BI for business analytics, Power Apps for application development, Power Automate for workflow and process automation, and lastly, Power Virtual Agents for creating intelligent virtual agents or chatbots. Power Platform is everyone's platform for transformation because it enables all kinds of developers and employees to collaborate and build solutions, whether no code, low code, or code first. Power Platform is a transformative solution that enables citizen developers with limited coding abilities to innovate and build new solutions faster in an environment and user experience that feels like PowerPoint and Excel. On the other hand, for professional developers, Power Platform is the rapid application development platform and extensibility platform of choice because it seamlessly integrates the high-speed capabilities of low-code tools and pre-built components with extensibility across Azure and other professional development environments. Power Platform is the platform for low-code transformation because it enables every developer to collaborate and participate in the development process. According to a Gartner prediction, by 2022, 50% of organizations will have business IT collaboration teams driving technology-based business innovation. Power Platform is the bridge between citizen developers with low-code knowledge and skill and professional developers. With Power Platform, everyone can work together on the same platform to create solutions with a high level of agility. In other words, low-code is a team sport that brings your IT, developer, and business teams together and empowers everyone to understand and solve problems together in faster, more innovative ways. Citizen developers can participate directly in the development process to shorten development life cycles and processes, registering apps and participating in Center of Excellence trainings and systems to increase their capabilities and skills. At the same time, the coders can do the hard parts from data integration to custom UX controls and managing source controls and app lifecycles. Lastly, IT governs the whole process by granting access to resources and capabilities, nurturing the community, and creating a circle of collaboration to help the business innovate and build solutions faster. Power Platform is built on a foundation of trust at every level and is built to be governed. It is built on the most trusted network and cloud solution provider on the planet. And Power Platform is fully integrated with everything your organization is doing with identity management at the tenant level with Azure Active Directory. Every action happens in an identity management system. There is environment isolation in the platform itself, enabling complete environment isolation and containerization to meet the needs of your organization at a level smaller than the tenant. You can set up environments across departments or workflows and manage development processes extremely well. With Common Data Service Role-Based Access Control, or RBAC, you can do even more and be even more granular. You can go all the way down to the field level to decide who can do what. You have resource level control over apps and flows to keep citizen development and low-code scaled and productive in a way that has just not existed in the past. Now let's delve deeper into each of the four Power Platform products I mentioned earlier: Power Apps, Power Automate, Power BI, and Power Virtual Agents one by one.
Hey,
Right?
hi,
So,
Imran.
yep.
We have a request from one of the attendees. He's requesting if you can use a presentation pointer.
Okay, yep, no
For
problem. Yep. Okay. Yep. So with Microsoft Power Apps, anyone can quickly build and share your low-code apps, right? And you can do this with very simple to use drag and drop UI, right? This helps you to build and modernize processes and solve tough challenges very quickly. These solutions help increase agility across your organization and empower your teams to build solutions to everyday problems, which, as mentioned here, can be built and deployed across iOS, Android, Windows, and web, right? What's more, with Microsoft Power Apps, you can leverage pre-built templates right? And quick deployment to allow your citizen developers to develop and build the applications they need with advanced functionality. You can customize every detail of an app to optimize for specific tasks, roles, and industries. And you can also enable your pro developers to create reusable components to share with citizen developers. Right? This means that your pro developers can also use advanced functionality, right? Something that they earlier had to rely on professional developers for. Additionally, with Power Apps, you can provide your professional developers with tools to seamlessly extend applications, right? You do this via Azure Functions and custom connectors, as mentioned here. And you can also use pre-built connectors to connect to AI components. Lastly, with Power Apps, you can build powerful end-to-end business solutions. As you can see here, by connecting Power Apps across the entire Microsoft Power Platform to Office 365, Dynamics 365, Azure, and hundreds of other apps to drive innovation across your business. By deploying Power Apps, businesses and organizations are reducing app development costs by 74% and increasing their overall efficiency too. Right? So now we move on to Power Automate. And automation takes a new meaning with Power Automate, which enables users to model business processes and across your applications and services with an easy to use and efficient Power Platform product. With Power Platform and Power Automate, citizen developers interacting with legacy applications can create RPA-driven workflows and automations that extend and innovate on top of your existing legacy systems to modernize legacy business processes. Users can also automate repeatable low value added tasks, right? And manual processes and spend more time on higher value added work. In other words, take care of what's important and automate the rest, such as reminders. Whether it's building your time-saving workflows like setting automatic reminder for a past due task or moving business data between systems on a schedule, Power Automate allows you to streamline your processes and paperless processes into automated rather than outdated. Seamless integration using hundreds of pre-built connectors helps you save time and boost efficiency and empowers everyone to build secure workflows with a low-code, no-code guided experience to automate routine tasks with RPA or robotic process automation. In short, using all of this, you can drive business transformation with Power Automate and reduce development costs and increase overall productivity of your workforce. In fact, the total economic impact study conducted by Forrester Consulting in April 2020 found that increased automation reduced time to market by as much as 33% in surveyed companies. Now, Power BI. Not all workers across teams are equipped with the skills to understand data and discover actionable insights hidden in your data that can drive business results. Microsoft Power BI enables you to create a data-driven culture where everyone in your organization can make confident decisions with real-time analytics. Power BI offers capabilities to help you discover and explore insights, right, including automated machine learning for predictive modeling, new AI visualizations with decomposition trees for detailed root cause analysis drill downs, and easier ways for everyone to interact with their data using visualization. Here we have some examples of charts that you can see on Power BI that give you great insights into your data. Using these hundreds of data visualizations, built-in AI capabilities, and pre-built custom data connectors, you can help your team members create real-time dashboards and interactive reports leveraging familiar tools like PowerPoint and Excel. With Power BI, you empower everyone with the tools to be a data hero, finding and sharing transformative insights that impact your business. The Total Economic Impact report by Forrester Consulting explored how organizations capture a 366% return on investment leveraging Power BI. Then we have Power Virtual Agents. Easily building intelligent chatbots is accessible and doable for more than professional developers. You don't need that advanced technical knowledge because Microsoft Power Virtual Agents empowers everyone to do it easily, no coding required. Power Virtual Agents empowers teams to easily create powerful bots using a guided no-code graphical interface, as seen here, without the need for data scientists or developers. It eliminates the gap between the subject matter experts and the development teams building the bots, and the long latency between teams recognizing an issue and updating the bot to address it. Chatbots can be easily integrated with products and services teams use on a daily basis. Team members can choose from hundreds of pre-built connectors and build custom workflows using Power Automate, or even create complex scenarios using Microsoft Bot Framework. You can drive organizational productivity with Power Virtual Agents and reduce operational burden on your HR and help desk. A commission study conducted by Forrester Consulting in June 2020 found that use of bots to handle employee questions reduces the number of IT and support tickets by 20% or about 15%. Okay, and now I'll briefly talk about the pre-built connectors that I keep mentioning. So there are more than 300 connectors that make it easy for application builders to connect to Microsoft and third-party services from Dynamics 365 to Dropbox. Here you can see a ton of different examples, which I will not go through each and every one of them, but you can know that through this, you can seamlessly connect your on-prem systems to the cloud, right? And this allows you to also add various different scenarios. For example, if you need to connect to different APIs or application programming interfaces, you do not need the developer knowledge because there are all these connectors that you can use. And if there isn't a public connector such as here available, you can develop and register custom connectors as a building block for your citizen developers. These connectors are essentially proxy wrappers around the application programming interfaces provided by services that allow Power Automate and Power Apps to easily interact with the service. The connectors can then continue and be either part of public and custom domains and be used by other organizations. AI Builder. So AI Builder is a platform capability that allows easily adding AI to Power Automate, Power Apps, and Dynamics. This enables makers to automate tasks and predict outcomes without having to involve data scientists. Some examples are using it for forms processing, where you can extract structured data from digital paper, PDF, and forms, as well as text classification, where you can classify, group, and categorize any text in CDS. And now the CDS I mentioned earlier is the Common Data Service. So the Common Data Service is a data platform used to secure and store your data for business applications built on Power Apps. It provides not just data storage, but it also allows a way to implement business logic and to enforce rules and automation against the data. Data in CDS is organized as entities. For example, account and contact would be an example of entities. These entities would have relationships that define the business connection between the data stored in an entity. For example, a person John is the primary contact for company A would be expressed as a relationship from John to the contact. And CDS secures data using a configurable security model, right? It supports your data, it makes it secure at all times, and it does it in such a way that you can actually enable data protection down to the field level on individual records. Now I'd like to mention some example use cases and inspiration from industry, right? So you have some ideas on how the Power Platform can help you and your team today. From the manufacturing industry, we have predictive maintenance, delivery chatbots, and logistics automation. In the retail industry, we have self-service chatbots, for example, for your customers. We have shift management for your employees, and we have inventory management for your stock. For finance, we have smart invoicing, branch retail, which could be like an app or a chatbot, investment services, as well as postal services. The value and use of Power Platform is evidenced by a high usage rate within Fortune 500 companies, with 97% of Fortune 500 companies using Power Platform and 86% of Fortune 500 companies using Power Apps. Here we can see this includes some familiar names like H&M, Heineken, Ford, FedEx, Sony, Starbucks, and so on. On top of that, Power Platform is rapidly growing across all industries, including manufacturing, energy, and consumer goods, with almost 3 times year-on-year growth of active users for Power Apps. What's more, Microsoft is continuously recognized as a leader in the industry. Gartner recognized Microsoft Power Platform as a leader in enterprise low-code application platforms in the report published in September 2020. You can see here also for robotic process automation. Okay, so now we're going to talk about some customer success stories. We start off by looking into a customer success story with Toyota within the manufacturing industry. So Toyota uses Power Apps to help their employees develop hundreds of apps to meet business needs across their organization. This has enabled their business users to digitalize their own processes without needing to wait for their IT teams for help, resulting in thousands of dollars in cost savings and hundreds of hours in time saved annually. Next, we have TrueGreen, the largest lawn care company in the US with more than 10,000 employees. They use Power Platform to develop an application for their field team to use. Right? And this app included a predictive AI model that allowed employees in the field to take and upload a photo of grass spots or other issues to an AI model. This AI model would then tell the employees what kind of issue it was and what the predictive action to take would be. They also use Power Virtual Agents to build an AI-enabled bot that understands customer needs and paired that with Microsoft Dynamics 365 Customer Insights to better understand their customer needs and provide proactive and predictive services to their customers. Finally, we move to a company and a customer story in our very own Malaysia, Post Aviation. In the travel and transportation industry, they wanted to improve their business processes and customer service to meet their growing demands. Using Power Apps, they were able to streamline communications and the passing of information between their frontline teams, as well as their managers and customer airlines. With Power Apps and Power BI, they were also able to significantly reduce the time it takes to generate reports by automatically pulling up data from multiple different sources, including legacy platforms. Reports that used to take 30 minutes now take 5 minutes, and sending reports to airlines, which used to take up to 3 hours to prepare, can now be done in just 10 minutes. All of this has allowed their teams to focus more on key operations, right, to improve their services rather than all these trivial tasks that took up way too much time. And with that, I've come to the end of my presentation. Thank you everyone for your attention, and I really hope this was helpful and informative for you. I will now hand over the session back to the moderator, Amrita, for the poll and the next part of today's event. Thank you.
Thank you, Imran, for your very informative presentations. Ladies and gentlemen, I request if you have any questions regarding the Imran sessions, please drop in at the Q&A section. We'll take those questions up during the Q&A pit stop towards the end. So before we move to our next sessions, we would like to do a quick poll so that we can have your responses. So I'm going to launch the first poll for the today. I request each one of you to kindly participate. So the first question is regarding the Microsoft Power Platform. So the question goes, do you already have an idea on how Microsoft Power Platform can help your businesses? I request each one of you to kindly cast your vote regarding the specific option that you want to go after. Okay. I see already, most of the people are opting for yes. The poll will be open for another 30 seconds. I request and urge everyone to participate so that we know if you have a fair idea about Microsoft Power Platform and how it can help your business. The poll will end in next 5 seconds. Thank you everyone for participating. I see 71% of people have voted for yes, wherein they're aware of Microsoft platform. With this, I'm going to launch the second poll. Wherein we would like to know a little bit about the technical expertise you already have. So here the second poll goes. How would you rate your level of technical expertise? Let us know. So it's a beginner, intermediate, and expert. We see almost similar kind of a level of responses for beginner and intermediate. The poll will be open for next 30 seconds. I request each one of you to kindly participate and share your responses. Thank you all for participation. With this, I would like to stop the polling for today for our initial section. Okay, so I see it's 48% of people who have chosen for intermediate and 45% of people have chosen for beginner and rest 6% are for expert. Thank you all for participation. I'm sure you are now eager to see how your business can automate some of your business processes for more efficiency and create better experiences for your for better customer experiences. Ascentia Point team will now showcase how this can be done. So I request Ascentia Point team to kindly take up the next session.
Thank you, Amrita. Good morning, everyone. My name is Keen from Ascentia Point. Based on what Imran had just shared with you on the robust solution of what Power Platform can offer, I will be showcasing two business use cases that can be converted into apps quite easily. Now, let me share the slide with you. Now, here are the two use cases. First is an app for internal use, which include leave, claim, and stationery requests. Second, an app for lab use. These two business use cases typically signify business processes that are still relying on paper-based workflows. Okay, let's start off with case 1. It is an app for managing staff database and a request application app featuring two different applications that shares a single database system. This is especially very useful for both employees and HR department during the current MCO period where almost everyone is working from home. For the general request application, the challenges here are in managing, tracking, and approving employees' requests. The solution is to process these submissions automatically. Simplify approval process to the point where action against these requests can be done on the go. Related users will receive notification via email, and the application also features tracking of request status and other statistics. To give you a better understanding of how we are connecting these dots to automate and process and customize this application, here's an overview of the architecture. Moving on to the first solution architecture for administration, the current scenario is that we have staff database management done manually, which may include data from multiple sources. The data sits in the database system, which values to nothing unless extracted manually for report generation. Using a combination of Power Apps tool, we've enabled database control in a single application, integrating multiple data sources and manipulate data easily. Then, with Power BI, the idling data in the database can be put into figures and presentation to give an overview of the data. Then, we have an employee's general request app. The current scenario for a staff request is to get some paperwork to be filled, submit the paperwork for approval, and wait for feedback. Our solution here is to digitize staff requests, where one button is all it takes to automatically send email to associated persons and give live tracking of staff requests. Let me walk you through on how this app is charted out. We will show you templates of the application that we've made to help you better understand the flow. Using the development tool available in Power Apps, we've made two different applications, one of which is in tablet view and for admin purpose, and another one is in mobile view for staff use. We'll start with the admin application, which is in desktop view. So here at the new staff screen, we've designed a form for the user to fill in. New staff registration. It is a normal data entry process where you'd have to fill in basic information like name, position, etc. Now when you're done, click Submit. Simple. The staff information is now inside your database system. Here in the next screen is an inventory system to help admin departments to keep track of the organization's asset. This is also used later in system requests where the item will be checked through here. New items can be added through the database screen. Speaking of database, here's the screen where you can see a design for database control in Power Apps. We've designed this screen to use as access to the database system and manipulate its data in one common place without needing to have extensive knowledge of how the data connect once the application system is designed. Hence, the database management can be done by anyone with access to this one application. We just need to choose the desired database to be edited and edit ahead. Simple and quick. Moving on, we have staff application in mobile view. User will be greeted with a menu screen prompting for navigation to a different screen. Pretty straightforward. Let's take a quick look on how one of these screens work. On the leave form screen, you can see leave information. This data is tailored to the user of the application. We've also included an information design to the application where automatically the leave entitlement will be increased based on the anniversary of the join date. Similar to how on mobile application design, a hamburger menu is used for navigation here. On the leave request screen, we as user can request a leave by simply filling in the information in the form and submit. This simple process of a button click would trigger Power Automate flow. In this case, it will send an email to the supervisor of the user. In this slide, the email design is as follows. The middle shows the flow of the automated process from Power Automate. As you can see, the information is captured from the request leave form. The flows end with an action to send an email, where the content of the email can be designed to suit your need. Here's an example of the email generated by the flow. The bolded fonts are the varying information. In this application, we've integrated role-based access control. Users with specific role can navigate to and use screens that are available to them. In this case, this user is assigned a supervisor role where they are able to approve leave requests handed to them. Using a drop-down box to filter the request, the item shown in the list can be clicked to view for more details, and once you're on the detail screen, the user have the option to accept or reject the leave request. Rejecting it would prompt a screen to state the reason. The process is generally the same for the two other forms that is available in this application, with difference in some of the design and data requests. As you can see here from the screen, this reflects the page of claim application form. User can fill information and submission will prompt an email. Now here's the cherry on top of the cake, Power BI. We have Power BI dashboard here that is constructed using data from the database. Looking back in the Home tab for the admin app is where the Power BI dashboard is embedded. We are free to design the layout of the information displayed to the user, controlling accessibility to the information, and since it is displayed here at all time, you don't have to recompile the data to make new information available. For Power BI to be useful and function well, you'd have to feed it some useful data to piece together the information. So those were the general information regarding the application that we've created. Now, let's dive in to the demo for the app that we've discussed. We'll start with the admin application. This is the dashboard I mentioned earlier. Information embedded generally gives you an overview of the data that sits in the database. This, as said previously, was prepared using Power BI and embedded into Power Apps. Power BI shows you information and visualizes it for you where you don't have to do it manually. Since the data is retrieved from the database, any update on that end will be reflected here as well. Now the summary report is yet another Power BI component that we've inputted into this Power App, as you can see over here, data, information. For now, we register ourselves as a new staff here. Let's fill in some necessary information. And here, as you can see over here, we have an interesting features going on here, where the date of birth is automatically extracted from the IC card number. These are some of the input control where you can refer to another data, tying the information together. This will mitigate data entry error. So now let's continue filling in the information. Set ourselves a junior software engineer. Okay, now let's put in the email. And my supervisor will be Akira. Now let's submit. And done. Let's take a look at the database and see if it's inside the system already or not. Now for here, you may notice that there are many empty space, the buttons that are not here. For this part, Power App focus on rapid and continuous development process, where we can deploy the application for use and continuously add in new features as may be needed. So this application does not have to be complete for it to be useful. So now let's take a look at the staff database. And over here, it's inside the database. So now let's take a look here. Let's change some information here to senior software engineer. Save. Now the change is reflected instantly. Now that's for the admin application. We'll move on to the staff applications for now. For the staff application, in my view here, this is the dashboard for Power App. And as you can see here, there are collections of app that I have access to. Let's move to the form staff. For this application, we will have two different users logging into the same application. On the left, you have my supervisor, Akira, and on the right side, you have me. Let's see what is going on my end of this app first. We'll take a look at the leave form. And here, we're greeted with a dashboard that shows us our leave balances and how many leave I can take before the year end. So let's try to apply for a leave. Over here, we can go to the leave form and fill in the form. Let's select a date and to date. We state our type of leave, and our reason is I need a break. And for the person covering my email, covering my duties, I'll search their email and select my supervisor as the person covering for my duty as well. So let's save and done. Now this itself will trigger Power Automate Flow. Now what does it trigger? First, my supervisor will receive an email here. As you can see, hi, my name is Lee Kane and my position as who, department of what, and apply leave for when to when because of the reason. And please open the system to approve and reject my submission. Now, going back to the application for my supervisor, go to the leave form here, pending approval. As you can see, there's one little request here. Here, the new one coming in, too. So since we're here, we might as well just accept the request. And once I click accept, it will trigger another Power Automate Flow. This time, there's two emails sent. One, which is to me. And as you can see over here, your annual leave has been accepted from 17 March to 18 March. So 1 day and the details are here. So this is for me. Now for the person covering my duty as well, they'll receive another email here. All these emails can be designed to suit your how you want to construct your sentences and things like that. So let's try to see the other forms that we've created. Let's move on to the expenses claim form. So once you enter the expenses claim form screen, you'll be greeted with this, the form itself. So this one, you can enter your invoice number for the expenses you want to claim. And is there any client involved? As you can see, the design and the data request is different for when you select other type of input that you want. So we'll choose client involved, choose the client, choose the type they want to claim. We'll claim for mileage this time. All right, we go for client office. So we put 20, 20, 20. Now we add line. Now this itself will collect over here. See, new one added in. This information will be stored as it is until I submit the data. This is particularly useful if you're afraid of a misclaim, as you can add the claims on the go. So when you're done, you can click submit and email automation will run in the background. Now let's take a look at the third form, stationery request. For this one, let's say I need some stationery refill. I don't have a pen left. I'll just have to select a pen and submit. Simple. This form is similar to the first request lead form and processes the same for 3 forms, and it just automates everything for you. Just in one single click, you can just do everything without having multiple processes. So now that's for the first cases. Now let's take a look at the lab system. Up until now, we've seen a few simple design of the application that function for general use. Now, this system is a more complex application created via Power Tools. This app is specific to the needs, which in this case require lab testing of a product. We have blob storage, SharePoint, and Power Automate, Flow, and other tools integrated together in this app. This system is to digitize lab test process, where there are too much paperwork involved. Challenge here is this: when a test requester wants to request for a test on an item, they would have to go through several processes before getting an approval. This would normally take up to days or weeks before they get a feedback from other people. Our solution? Cut to the chase. The requester would have access to the form and fill in. Once submit, the lab analyst would receive the request instantly, which they can approve and start the testing right away. After which they could use the same application to update on the result of the test and start the test using test function. And of course, on completion, the certificate of analysis can be generated as well and viewed and sent to other parties that is involved. Now let's dive right into the demo for the lab test. As you can see here, this is another dashboard for Power App, and we'll launch the lab system. And here on launch, the user is greeted yet with another menu screen. This menu screen will function as a navigation point with strict role-based access control, meaning you need to have role assigned to you as super admin, lab analyst, or test requester in order for you to use these functions. Here, the test requester is the one to put in a request. The lab analyst is the one to do the test and record the result of the test using this application. And the admin, of course, manages the database. Now let's try the test requester. Here, you are greeted with another dashboard again. Here you can see the samples that you've requested, and this data is tailored to you, so only your account shows this amount. Now let's try to request for a new sample. Select the company name, select the item, batch number, batch 001, sample matrix, herb, storage condition, let's split freeze, vendor name. Now on here, we can select the test that we want to do. So let's try to do sulfur dioxide and total chlorine. Submit the test and done. Here we can click to view for more details, and the details are bottom here. Now we can check the sample status to see if it's in pending. As you can see here, it's pending. Now let's move on to the lab analyst role and approve these requests and start the test. So let's move on. Here, as a lab analyst, you are greeted with this another dashboard that is tailored to you as well. So you can start the test, accept the sample, and check the sample status. So for now, let's try to accept the sample that we've sent in just now. In pending, and here it is. You view details, fill in some necessary information like a temperature, 36.2, and you can accept it. And done. Now after you accepted this, you can start the test right away. After you've done with the testing, you can come over here, click on the test parameters and find the sample number and insert the result over here. As you can see here, the calculation is done based on some of the functions of Power Apps. You can design the formula to calculate based on different type of tests, and it's there. Now you can save it, submit. Now this process is successful. Now let's go back and try to see again. See, the first test is gone. It's going on to the completed test tab. Now let's try to do the second one. We'll select the sample again, fill in the details of the test, the results, and we'll save it, submit. Done. Now here, ongoing tests, it's all done. Completed, done. Now we complete the test. And once you click complete test, you'll be brought to another screen here. Here, you can generate the COA for the sample. Click generate button, wait for it to generate, and this might take a while because it's Power Automate running in the background. And you refresh it. Here, the new one. So now let's send the COA to have a better view of the files. 08 body. Here is the COA that you've requested. Alright, we send an email. Okay, now let's try to take a look at the emails. As you can see over here, there's an attachment, and here is the COA that you've requested. Same. And click it to view. And all this information can be designed to suit your need. And it's all done in a single button click. Simple. Now let's try to look at what the admin does. And as all admin does, it shows you the database, and you can control, design, you can edit any information that is already in the system. So now that's all of the demo that we want to show you. So now we've come to the end of our demo. I hope you've enjoyed the demo, and I'll pass back to the moderator. Thank you.
Thank you, Ken. Now, before we open our Q&A segment for today, we would like to do another round of poll, and I request everyone to kindly participate. So I'll launch the second round now. So we would like to know the solutions that you are most excited about. So here the option goes. So it says, which solution are you most excited to use or learn more about? Is it Power Apps, Power Automate, Power BI, or Power Virtual Agents? Okay, we see mixed responses. Requesting everyone to kindly participate and share their responses. The poll will be open for next 30 seconds. So which solution are you most excited to use or learn more about? Okay, I see mixed responses. 75% are going for Power Apps, and it is followed by 65%, which is Power Automate. So with this, I would like to end this poll. I would also share the results with you. As you can see, 75% of the people have gone for Power Apps, and then Power Automate, followed by Power BI, and then Power Virtual Agents. Let's do another quick poll wherein we want to know about your feedback regarding the demo that we had. So was the demo useful to you? To understand about the Power App platform and the applications? Okay, thank you for your responses. I see it has been useful for all of you. Requesting everyone to kindly participate so that we can have your viewpoint. The poll will be open for next 30 seconds. Requesting all of you to please participate. So was the demo useful for you? For the Power Apps platform and the applications? Okay, thank you for your responses. With this, I would like to end the poll. I am going to share the results as well. Okay, so 53% of people have gone for quite useful, followed by very useful. Thank you all for your participations and the responses. We are now open for the Q&A session. If you have any question, please write down at the Q&A section and we will attend to them. I request everyone to kindly put their questions at the Q&A section. We already have few of the questions. Imran, I request you'd like to take few of those.
Hi, Amrita. Yep, sure. I'll take some, and then I think maybe some are better for Ascentia Point to answer. So, okay, earlier on there was a question about can you upload your Power Apps to the Android or iPhone store? The answer is no. You cannot directly upload it to the Android or iPhone store. The purpose of that is because Power Apps is meant for your internal usage in terms of within your organization. Okay, so that's one question that was earlier on. And then there was another question regarding Power Apps, whether it's free or paid. So Power Apps is a paid service, but you can have a trial version that is free. And it also comes included in certain licenses. So it depends on your organization, what you currently have. You may look at what is the best way to leverage Power Apps. Okay, just let me look for another question. Okay, there was a question here about Microsoft Azure. License is based on number of apps running on it or based on storage size. So for Microsoft Azure, what happens is you will have an Azure subscription, okay? And within that subscription, you would have all your resources. So for example, your virtual machines, your storage accounts, your app service, your virtual network, and so on and so forth. And your costs and monthly billing will be based on the resources you have in that Azure subscription, right? And the beauty about Azure is that because it's on the cloud, you pay only for what you use, right? So if you have something and you spin it up for, let's say, a week, and then you decide, okay, no, I don't want to use it anymore, and you delete it and deallocate it, then you only be charged for that 1 week of usage, okay? So it depends on what is in your subscription, that is what you pay for. Okay. Let's see. Okay, there was a question on how user-friendly is Power Automate. Okay, so Power Automate is actually very user-friendly when you're first trying it out. You know, it's a very simple tool that requires basically no programming knowledge. It's sort of like a drag and drop. You select what services you want to connect to it. For example, you would select, or if you want it to be based on a time basis, you could select the activator or the trigger as like every 5 minutes you want the Power Automate flow to run, and then you put the next action. So it's very simple. I think it's much easier to show with a demo, but for just verbally now, I'll just say that basically you will select the next things you want it to do. For example, whether you want it to refer to an Excel document and read up the different rows in the Excel, and then from those Excel, maybe you want to email to the column that is the employee email and what you want to state in the email, something like what was shown in the demo earlier. So definitely very easy for someone to pick up quickly. Moving on, I think there were some questions about the demo, but it's unless Kin, do you want to answer some of the questions about the demo?
Yeah, so one of the questions says, yeah, sorry, Ken, you're picking up
Yes,
the
I'll
demo
answer one of
question.
the questions.
Yeah.
So one of the participant asked if the UI is shown in Power Apps demo is out of the box. No, it's not out of the box. You can design it to suit your needs, and most of the designs can be done easily by drag and dropping controls and components into the app. And it's a canvas mode, so you can just drag and drop, drag and drop.
Yeah, thanks, Kin. Maybe I'll answer another question. So there was one question about how long does it take to learn Power Apps on your own if you don't have any IT background. So this really depends on how quickly you can absorb that information. One good thing about Power Apps as well as the whole Power Platform is that it does support people with not much technical knowledge, low code or no code platform. As Kin mentioned, for some of the Power Apps features, you can just drag and drop. So one of the good things about Power Apps is actually, for example, if you've got an Excel sheet that is recording data such as requesting for leave or reimbursement or claims, then what you can actually do is you can create a Power App based on that Excel, sort of like a smart template, right? And then within that Power App itself, you already have the basic UI that already has the functionality. From there, you can slowly learn more about adjusting what you want to do, the functionality of the buttons, what other features you want to add on. And the great thing about anything Microsoft actually is that there's a lot of resources online within Microsoft as well as from the community itself about how to learn and how to get started. So yeah, I think definitely it depends on your use case. It could take you a few days just to create something very simple. Of course, when it comes to more complex things such as what Ascentia Point just demoed, that would take a bit more time. But yeah, it's definitely very easy to begin if you are dedicated. Okay. Ascentia Point team, do you want to cover the question on Ascentia Point's role here?
Hi,
Yeah,
this is
so
Wang here. Yeah. There's some question because again, I can answer on behalf. I think because I was looking at this question with Fed here is that let me pick one. Yes, because about training and yeah, we offer. Later on, I think I got a slide to share later on about how we're going to help and assist in those are out there who is interested in building a Power App. So I will come back. I'll come to that when I'm ready to show you the slides, right? Then the other question here is that the part that connecting to on-premise app or legacy app. Yeah, we do have some customer that we actually build connection between an on-premise applications. Power App is basically a cloud application, so it only runs in the cloud environment. So sometimes data need to get connected, synchronized, whether it's on-premise or on other type of legacy system. Yes, the answer is possible. And I understand someone also request whether can this app be built. Yes, you can actually, what you have is actually all this app today is part of your Office 365 or Microsoft 365. So that's been licensed in there. So you can actually get started off, build simple app and get to learn it, how the tools, how it been deployed and how is it configured. Then from there you can, move into a bit more intermediate application. Right, eventually you can, like what we demoed to you, the lab system was basically a pretty more comprehensive, a bit more complex, where we need to connect to what we call that testing machines, the data collected from the machine and read it and fed it and update the application, and then before you actually produce the certificate of authentication. Yeah, so that's the those kind of thing. Yeah, is possible. What you see there is actually those app has actually been deployed in some of the customers' environment. Okay, any other question?
So one of the question asks, how long does it take to create the Leaf application shown in the demo? It takes around 1 to 2 days to complete the Leaf application that shown in the demo.
As for the rest of the question, rest assured we will definitely reply offline and forward to the respective party question. Okay.
thank you, Ascentia Point team. Thank you, Imran. Thank you, participants for sharing your questions. Those whose questions we are not able to answer during the paucity of time, or those who are not able to ask questions due to for any other reasons, we encourage you to share your feedback and suggestions at the email ID, which is on enquiry@ascentiapoint.com. We'll flash the email ID at the screen shortly. We will also get back to you regarding the questions through one-on-one connect. So now I request, Assis to do the closing for the session.
Thank you, Amrita. Okay, let me first and foremost, let me just close this. Let me share. Okay. Thank you, everyone, for the listening for the past an hour. So basically, like I would like to share here is that some of the question has been posted. So I just want probably may help you to help you understand is that what are we offering. So what we does here is that of course you all would like to know more about Power App, useful know about Power App. So one way we normally help customers to get started right, is that we normally do a 6 days kind of training workshop where we look into a useful case that a case of your company, which it can be just as simple as a leave application, or some approval document forms, or you look at it, you take for instance, like some of your companies may have besides the Jata app to register your guests, you probably have another app, to register the guests too, just to keep a record and comply and things like that. So typically what we do here is that we have a business case, and then we go through with the customers, understanding that case, and then in that case, we will basically build a prototype, all right, together with the customer, and then we do the training. We basically, with the prototype, we guide you, know how to build this, and what we call that, the schema, and things like that. Then within the 6 days, all right, your takeaway, you really exposed to the Power App, Power Platform training, and you got a case that you actually you're using it, and now how it works. And then from there, you carry on with the development and build into an app that you can actually users and consume it internally. Then from there, you can actually venture into other department, other needs, and other requirements. So this one, and also we'll basically like to see you that keep on using the Power Platform to keep on building most of those applications that you want to get it up and running within the shortest possible time. Right. So with that, normally is what we call a 6 days workshop with a case training. So with that, if we got a bit more complex one, a bit more involvement of a lot more data, like the one you see, the lab system. So we will basically, like I say, we need to assess it. We'll see how much is it. So then we need to build, a case for that. Then those may take more days. Then basically we go according to the number of days. So like I say here is that minimum you're looking at 6 days to actually to build learn how to build a simple power app. Of course, it's not that we training, but we're also doing a follow-up to make sure that you have the opportunity to cross-share and learn and further enhance your app as you move forward. Okay, so that's one offer. The other offer is basically we just do a 2 days training, right? Expose you to a Power App platform, right? You learn Power App, Power Automate, right? As in these 2 days, right? Learn the tools that have been offered, and then the development environment, which is you can subscribe it for at no charge, because Microsoft has got a development community where you can subscribe, and you can actually use the Power Platform to build your apps, right? And these 2 days of training here is that we expose you to all the tools that's available, and you will learn it. And once you have that knowledge and so on, you can actually goes back to your organization and figure and build your own app. So that's the other way with it. So with those what we call it offer here is that offer one is basically here we help you to, if you qualify to get an SME grant offered by small business digital grant, is up for 5,000 ringgit. So you can actually use it to offset part of your digital transformation program that is basically encouraged by the government. Then for the 2 days training, if you are contributing to HRDF, we basically here is that we give you the necessary to make the necessary application, and then you can apply your HRDF funding to actually pay off for your training. So both option is on the table, so you can come back to us. So send information to register at Ascentia Point, which offer you'd like to take, and we will be glad to connect with you and provide you more info. All right. So if any other question regarding this, more than happy, please post it, and we're more than happy to glad to answer them. Okay, I'll pass it back to the moderator.
Thank you, SS. So we have come to the end of the session for today. So I would like to thank you all the panelists and the speaker and the audiences who have participated and have shared their responses. We urge all of you to kindly your feedback post the session. So you will see the feedback from flashing into your screen right after the session ends. In the meantime, I would also like to showcase the email ID. As I had mentioned, those questions who that we were not able to take up due to the paucity of time, and those were not able to ask few of the questions due to any other reason, kindly drop your suggestions and feedbacks on this email ID. We are all ears on this ID. You can send us any queries and we'll reach back to you. So it's inquiry@ascentiapoint.com. Please do send us your suggestions. And with this, I would like to end the session for today. I thank all of you for your participation and the speakers for their informative session. Thank you, everyone. Take care, stay safe, and have a great day ahead.